FTW.
FTW Broadcasting here for the win. We bring you hot StarCraft 2 action. Thanks for coming back. My name is Awall, and joining me as always is my boy Danny. And we are a proud partner with the UEN.com and the map you're looking at right now, my favorite, Xel'Naga Caverns. Now, we downloaded this one directly from the ESL.EU. We are now proud broadcasting partners with Electronic Sports League. Thanks, guys. This is the ESL Go4SC2 November Finals. My pick in the bottom left-hand corner, you're looking at Goody, the purple Terran, and this is going to be some hot Terran-on-Terran action. Move up to the top right-hand side. Danny's pick, Tarson, he's rocking out the red Terran.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm really excited to be casting the ESL November Finals here, and most importantly, I'm really excited to be casting again. I feel like it's been about 2 weeks since we've got to actually cast a game, and that is far too long. And I just have one question for you, Mr. Wall, since we've been away for so long. How do you play this game exactly, and is it like footies?
It is very similar to footies. I'm pretty sure both of these guys are just going to start sending random units towards each other, and it's just going to be a bloodbath in the center of the map.
That's cool. I like footies. And I also like Nexus Wars. Those are games I'm actually good at.
Me too. I'm diamond level at those games, and it looks like both of these players are mirroring each other with their builds, throwing down the racks and the refineries at 12 and 13, and both are sending out, well, it looks like my boy Goody is sending out his scout as well as Tarson, so they're going to have a good look around and see very similar builds.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Terran, you will see a very, very similar openings pretty much all the time. We can expect them to both go orbital command here just as their SCV comes out, if I'm right. And the SCVs kind of miss each other. We don't get that fist bump that we love so much. There's the orbital command for Tarson and the orbital command for Goody. See, just like I said, you want to open it up with that, at 11 racks, 13 refinery, 15 orbital commands. Very, very solid build from no matter what you want to do next, whether it's a 1-1-1 build or a heavy racks marine build. They got their SCVs in there doing a little quick scout. They saw pretty much what they expected to see. Meanwhile, Goody's actually going for his second gas, and there goes Tarson throwing down his second gas. So they are very, very, very similar builds here. We see a tech lab from Tarson, so maybe we're going to see a couple Marauders from him, or he's going to put out a Reaper for early scouting. I don't know how effective that will be if that's what he does choose to do. But there is the difference. So that, yes, there's the Reaper popping up. So he is going to go get that Reaper. The Reaper can be pretty effective on this map. There's a lot of little cliffs to jump around, and I expect him to use it mostly for scouting rather than any kind of real heavy harass against Goody. But we will see. Meanwhile, the factory for Goody has gone down, while the factory for Tarson has gone down. So it's going to be Marine versus Reaper here as their first unit coming out. The two Marines will easily deal with that Reaper, I think, if it tries to go heads up. But in the meantime, we'll just see what he plans to do with that Reaper as he starts pumping out a Marauder.
Yeah, not a bad plan. Yeah, it just looks like it's all Marines coming here from Goody, as he's going to have a total of 4 out on the field before that Rax comes out. Maybe we'll see a Marine siege tank build. I know that's been super popular recently. Here comes that Reaper across the map. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's going to be annoying, but probably not too effective. And this will be a critical decision here. Hellion coming out of Goody's factory as his first factory unit. And I'd be very curious to see what we're going to see out of Tarson's factory as he's switching to drop down on that tech lab.
It was a nice job with Tarson. They're taking out that SCV, stopping the starport from being built. So that was actually, he just earned his weight right there, just delaying that starport for as long as it did. Just that couple of seconds really makes a difference. Meanwhile, Tarson is not putting down his own starport. He likes to prove me wrong by putting it down right there. So he knows he needs to catch up just a little bit as he's got his Marauder out and a siege tank coming. So we're going to see, heavy M and a siege tank out of him, I expect. I don't know if he's going to stick with the Marauders or go Marines. Like you said, the Marines and Siege Tank combination, very, very common, very, very popular because it is really, really good. Meanwhile, Goody's now pumping out a Raven, which is a nice choice. Ravens can really, a well-used Raven can win you a game and can win you a battle, which will win you a game. So I really like to see really good Raven play. I'll be interested to see just what he does with that.
Oh yeah, me too. And also we missed a really serious altercation in the middle of the map between the Reaper and that Hellion from Goody. The Reaper took down the Hellion. That Reaper's got 2 kills right now, but he is on his last leg. And it looks like Goody's anticipating that Reaper trying to jump up in the mineral line, moving 2 Marines down there to protect that cliff. That's a great move. And yeah, we got Raven and Viking coming out right now for Goody out of his starport. So we're going to see very similar units. However, these siege tanks, always a huge factor from Tarson. I mean, if he really starts massing these siege tanks, that's going to be a huge deal. We've seen that happen on this map. Sieging up, inching closer and closer to your opponent's base will win you the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Using the siege tanks to, well, siege your opponent. Who would have thought? It's a novel concept, and it works really, really well. We see Goody's actually getting siege tech, but Tarson is not. You will notice that some Terran players do not get the siege tech upgrade right away. It's not 100% required. The siege tanks actually do a bit more DPS outside of siege mode, or maybe it's a bit more, maybe it's the exact same. I'm not 100%. Someone can correct me on that. But the siege mode is good for the splash, and that's why you want to pick it up. So I don't know if Tarson's just delaying on it, or if he's just gonna avoid getting it altogether. It'll be interesting to see how he plays out. As you see, he's now moved his army out a little bit to kind of hold off as he prepares his expansion. And so both players, their naturals are pretty much finished at the same time. If you look, Goody's flying his command center over just about the same time, and as he moves his army, so we're seeing very, very mirrored playstyles. The only real difference is the Raven for Goody and the siege tech for Goody, but you counter that out with more siege tanks for Tarson and that little Marauder there for a bit of spicing, and he's got a Raven out now. Now he snuck that one out without me noticing, so now they are moving out. He's going to take this Xel'Naga and really try and get control of the map, see what's going on. Meanwhile, Goody has got a Marine at the other Xel'Naga, so he knows what's coming up from that direction. So look at Tarson. He's moving out here. He's sneaking around the backside here. I really like this. He can almost, expecting on what he knows, he would place himself here. So he would expect Goody to do the same thing. So he's going to try and sneak around the back, and this is going to be a really fun altercation here, I'm thinking.
Oh, it definitely is, and that Reaper once again coming into play because the Reaper was there to see that natural drop and to see the weak side. Oh gosh, those Marines just got melticized as this Raven, all of these Marines, Marauder, siege tanks just coming in here, blasting the heck out of this refinery, and let's see what Goody does. Yeah, he sieges up. He doesn't want to play around. He's moving those SCVs out of the way because he knows there's going to be some serious damage here. Tarson forced to pull back because of that siege mode, doing a good job, I guess, of keeping this expansion from fully saturating for too long, but Tarson forced to pull back. A good decision by him, as Tarson's expansion is getting nice and saturated, dropping down some mules there, and I'd say both of these players are at a pretty even standpoint, and Tarson looks like he's pulling around front, and maybe he's going to start doing that siege up thing, as we talked about earlier, as he does have siege mode research for his siege tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see, basically a standoff here, it seems like. I don't know what. Tarson is very, very mobile right now. Oh, I like that, using his air units to grab the edge here. And there's the scan from Goody to use his siege tanks. Very nice move there. Hot tank on tank action. Meanwhile, Goody's tank goes down. His second tank is about to go down, and it does go down. He takes out a fair number of Tarson's Marines. And meanwhile, all of Tarson's tanks are still up and running. So, that was a crazy little battle there with Tarson. I think came out on top. He's looking a little hurt there. I'd like to see him get a medevac over here, or maybe a SCV to deal with his tanks, but he's moving in again.
Hellions! There are Hellions in the main right now with Tarson. These Hellions are ripping up SCVs as they please. Tarson just hanging out in the middle of the map with the majority of his army. There's a siege tank and Marauder to deal with it, but I think there was some heavy economic damage done by that Hellion. Those Hellions just slipped by as Tarson went to do his siege warfare on the side of Goody's base. We see some air-on-air action here as some Vikings taking on some Ravens. There's some point defense drones dropped in front of the natural of Goody. Point defense drones, though, getting taken down as Goody drops his own point defense drone. And I don't see Tarson being able to cut into this natural expansion of Goody anytime soon. We got 4 sieged up tanks here, folks, and those aren't going to be easy to get past.
No, absolutely not.